Welcome, everyone, to our Week 18. Wow, Week 18.
Week 18 already.
NFL predictions. I am Isaac, an optimistic and very nervous Panthers fan. That's Daniel, a Texans fan. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling pretty good. I think I will be nervous about a week from now, but for now, we either take care of business versus Indy or not. It's just about do we play Jacksonville or Baltimore or Pittsburgh. So right now, the game against the Chargers last week was our big game. I think we had bigger games earlier than that, but I'm feeling pretty happy. I'm optimistic. We do have the longest winning streak in the NFL, which I don't think it really means much because extending it to the playoffs is going to be pretty tricky, especially if we go to Baltimore or Jacksonville. But
that's momentum, though. So at least you got momentum on your side. That's a good thing.
Yeah, we definitely have momentum, but I'm feeling pretty good. But Isaac, what about you? How are you feeling about this game we have in front of us?
I am so nervous. I'm so excited to even have the opportunity to win the division. But yeah, I'm nervous. It's an elimination game. Essentially, unless the Falcons win against the Saints on Sunday, which we'll break that down later. But to me, right. I'm just assuming the Falcons are going to choke for us, or choke when they could deliver us the division. They're probably going to find a way to choke because they're the Falcons. I'll be rooting for them, but yeah, I'm going to act as if this is a winner take all game. You lose and you go home. That's my approach to it here. But I'm still going to hope for the best. So I'm very nervous. I think we are very capable of winning the game in Tampa, but yeah, I'm scared, man. I'm scared.
Yeah, I bet. It's basically winner take all, just pending this other result, which, I was telling you before, they should have just put Saints-Falcons on Saturday as well, because if you lose, then you have to wait for that game, 20 hours later to conclude and see what happens there. So
yeah, that's not going to be fun if it comes to that. It's going to be a very stressful 24 hours for me. But
yes,
again, we're just happy to be in this situation. We haven't really been in this spot for a long time. In 2022, we had a chance near the end of the year, but that was also not a team that was going to do anything. This team's at least, if we play to our potential, we can be dangerous. We could pull an upset in the playoffs if we make it there. We're obviously building this time around. We have a future. We're taking steps forward. So it's really good to see for Carolina. And it's kind of funny. You look at Tampa on the other hand here, and it's kind of the opposite. It feels like they're regressing. They've been one of the worst teams in the NFL for the past 8 weeks or so. And it's kind of baffling. They're actually getting healthier as the season has progressed, and yet it hasn't seemed to matter a whole lot. So I don't know. Despite all that, they are 1 game away, or 2 games away. I guess they need Atlanta to lose, but they're 2 results away from going to the playoffs. It's kind of insane, isn't it?
Absolutely crazy. You can go 2 and 6 or 7 down the stretch and then still make a playoff game. Absolutely crazy.
It is crazy, but hopefully that won't be the case. But you know what? Let's go ahead and predict this game. We got the Carolina Panthers going into Tampa to take on the Buccaneers. Division on the line here. The Panthers go to the playoffs and host a game if they get the dub here. You know what I'm going to do. I have done it every week this year. I'm not going to fold here. I'm not going to change my way. Give me the Panthers in this game. We're going to go into Tampa. We got the spotlight on us. Many people will be watching. We're going to get the job done here. Give me a game-winning Bryce Young touchdown at the end of the game. We get the job done in Tampa. I don't have deeper analysis on it. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be weird. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be close no matter what. But we will escape with the victory. There you go.
Yes. All right, well, escape with a victory. That sounds like a good result to me. I learned earlier in the season because I would pick against the Panthers and be like, oh, it's a free swing game or whatever. And earlier in the season, it did work, but obviously now, y'all are a respectable 8-8, likely soon to be 9-8 team, and the Bucs have just been as we said, they've been reeling. They're literally, I'm counting 1-7 in their last 1-7 since their bye, which is crazy.
That's insane. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, so you said, they've been one of the worst teams in the league. Maybe you could look at some of their results and some games are closer. Well, not really. Some of them are, some of them weren't. They've been pretty bad record-wise.
And it's been against bad teams too. They have got losses to Atlanta. They got a loss to New Orleans, Miami with Quinn Ewers starting at quarterback. Which thank you, Miami. I didn't think you guys would do that, but good job. Good for you.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. But as we said, this is winner take all for the most part. Again, pending the other result.
We're acting as if it is. We need to have that mentality in Carolina.
So if Bucs win, then Saints win, and they're in. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah.
Okay, and the Saints have been looking hot, so they've been looking pretty good. But Yeah, I'm picking the Panthers here as well. I think that's just the most logical outcome. I think y'all do seem like a very respectable 8-8, 9-8 type of team. I still think people are like not putting as much respect on you guys as you should, and like you're not the Eagles or like the like Lions of a couple of years ago. Like you're not like some of the NFC powerhouses,
Right.
but you're pretty good, you're respectable, and I do believe if like and I'm not sure, is it projected that like the Rams would go to y'all, or like what's y'all's projected matchup?
It would depend on the winner of the NFC West, because we will either play the Rams or we will play the Seahawks. So
Okay.
probably,
So
unless
one of
the
those
Rams
teams-
lose to Arizona, which I'm just putting it out there, that's not happening. Arizona can't win a game, so
Right.
yeah, it won't be the Rams.
Yes.
losing
So
the
if one of those, so like if Seattle like goes to y'all and like it's not inconceivable that y'all get the upset there. Can y'all get to the NFC Championship game? I'd be very surprised about that. But y'all are a respectable team. Y'all have had wins against like the Packers when they were hot. Like the
we got to win
the
over.
Rams.
We got to win over the Rams earlier this year.
Right, y'all beat the Rams and y'all just lost the Seahawks. So like,
Yeah.
I mean, it'll go both ways, right? But y'all have looked very respectable, and yeah, I'm gonna predict the Panthers win, even though it is in Tampa. I believe they've just been reeling. Doesn't seem like it matters where they play, and I'm gonna pick Panthers here. So keep pounding.
I like it. And we pointed out a lot this year how we're not getting a whole lot of respect. I do think the tide is shifting a little bit, I will say. Most people I've seen are actually picking us to win this game despite it being in Tampa, which definitely surprised me. I thought most people would pick Tampa here. Another thing also, though, on the side of disrespect is Tampa is a 3.5-point favorite here, which I think is a little disrespectful when they've been so bad for the past 8 weeks, and we just beat them a couple weeks ago. I would have the point spread being a little bit closer, more of a pick 'em, really. 'Cause I can respect it being that we aren't favored given that it's at Tampa. I understand home field advantage matters, but yeah, I do think the tide's shifting a little bit. We are gaining respect, and I think people do realize, hey, we're not terrible anymore. We are getting better. We are growing as a team, so we'll see if we can carry that going into next season. If we make the playoffs, I don't know what'll happen. We might get blown out, or we might upset whoever we play. And anything is possible. But I'm just happy we're here. Really proud of this team. And whatever happens, happens.
This is random anecdote. One thing I do wonder now, it might I could be like wrong for maybe it's like only an AFC team gets the slot, but like like the Texans get memed because we always get like the Saturday 3:30 slot because like we're so mean. I wonder if y'all get that slot this time.
Oh man, I was looking into that. That's up for debate. I don't know. I'm guessing it'll still go to you guys just because that is your slot. It's reserved for you guys.
We've only ever been in that slot. So if we played on at a different time, that would be historic. But,
yeah, and Tampa out of the NFC South, apparently they usually get the Monday night game. So some people speculate we might get that slot if we win the division. I don't know though.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that'll be fun. I mean, I don't really care what time the game is, and I really don't care about like respect, putting us on primetime or whatnot. If anything, I actually think we play better when there's not like spotlight on us, because like in 2023, like we didn't have a primetime game until that last game of the year. And anyway, that's a sidetrack for another day. But yeah, keep pounding.
All right, we both got Carolina in this one. Let's get it, man. Keep pounding. Saturday Night Football. It's the Seattle Seahawks taking on the San Francisco 49ers for the 1 seed in the NFC, which is crazy. It is insane that the 49ers are in this position, with all the injuries they've dealt with. It's a testament to the coaching job Kyle Shanahan has done this season. He should definitely be in Coach of the Year conversations. Honestly, I'd be okay with him winning it if they win this game and get the 1 seed in the NFC. It's an incredible coaching job. It's not going to be easy here, though, with Seattle coming to town. And Seattle, they've looked really good all season. They look like one of the best teams in the league. You could argue they should be the Super Bowl favorites right now. I don't know if they currently are or not, but they have definitely a good case with the Rams kind of reeling lately. So I'm looking forward to this game. We will probably be live for it because you can't miss this one. This is going to be great.
Right.
These are
must-see TV for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. These are big-time rivals playing for so much here at stake. Like, the loser of this game has to go on the road in the playoffs, and you don't generally want to go on the road in the playoffs. So, yeah, there are so many. I was telling you before we started recording, there are so many different angles here. Like, you can look at the Niners. Their offense has been seemingly unstoppable for the past 2 weeks, and you could side with them. They're saying their offense is going to score points because that's what they've been doing. Seattle has a good defense, but San Francisco will score, and therefore you pick the Niners. Or you could say, hey, you know what? The Niners' defense hasn't looked good the past couple of weeks, and Seattle's got Sam Darnold and JSN, and they got 2 capable running backs. They're probably going to be able to run the ball and move the ball, control the game, and win. numerous angles you can go with here. And then Seattle,
Sure.
I mean, you've got Seattle's defense too. Maybe they can step up and get enough stops against San Francisco's offense. I don't know how this game is going to go. There are various ways this could go. I would guess that there are going to be some fireworks. I think both offenses are going to make plays. I think both defenses are going to have moments here. I'm going to hesitantly pick Seattle, though. I don't have a strong reason here. Like I said, I feel like this game could go a number of ways. I don't know what the game changer is going to be, but I'm going to trust Seattle with a healthier roster and a more complete roster at that. They've got the better defense than San Francisco for sure, and San Francisco's offense is better, but Seattle also has a very good offense. So I think this is a more complete team. They're going on the road here. I'm going to say they get the job done, though. So give me Seattle in a very close game. San Francisco, good luck on the road in the playoffs.
No, that's very interesting outlook. And like you said, there are like multiple ways you could look at it. I'm really excited for this game as well. I think it probably won't live up to 49ers Bears from last week, which I was very sad to miss. But I do think it's going to be fun. Like, remember, and this kind of like, brings shades of like, I don't know if you would remember like the 2019 season, like they were also like the last week or the last game of the week, that was for the 1 seed. It's kind of a repeat of that, and obviously way different scenario. Kyle Shanahan was still the coach then, but I think it was his first or second year or maybe third year as like 49ers head coach, but like that was their first Super Bowl year, so he was like a lot younger and everything like that. Right. And that was like Russell Wilson on the Seahawks, so a lot of shades of that for sure. And like honestly, like whenever I've done like my playoff predictions and stuff, like I've kind of like banked on the fact that like, oh, Sam Darnold's going to turn into a pumpkin like the final week and everything like that, which like I still think it's like possible, but I don't think it's going to be as egregious as like last year, when like last year at this time he just like played horrible against the Lions.
And also different levels of opponents too. Like last year you had the Lions, who their defense was playing fairly well at that point, and this year it's a depleted San Francisco defense that is fighting admirably, but it's different.
And I look at Darnold's statistics. I mean, they haven't been like earth-shattering, but he had a decent game against y'all. I mean, I guess 1 touchdown, 1 interception is not ideal.
He didn't have to do much against us.
He didn't have to do much. It kind of sounds like it. And then like the game before, I think that was the Rams game, and like he had a shaky start, I believe, but then kind of like turned it on, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, I don't necessarily bank on that outcome, but I will say, that said, the Seahawks haven't super impressed me, like leading up to this. I mean, they've won the games they needed to, but like they had a close game against the Colts. Against y'all, they did what they needed to do, but actually, there's another result that kind of, I guess that win against the Rams was kind of like very close. But I'm taking San Francisco here just to not like beat around the bush. So we have our first swing game, and honestly, just the 49ers, like, I don't know how they do it. Like, they have a bunch of injuries, but it also seems like a lot of their key guys on offense, like Brock Purdy, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, like, they're all kind of like, just like, they're all playing really well. And like, we talk about how the Houston Texans are like the hottest team in the NFL. The 49ers have to be right behind them, right? I think they've won like 6 games in a row. They haven't lost since they lost to the Rams on November 16, it looks like. So
yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, they've been really hot. It's in San Francisco, and I don't necessarily predict Sam Darnold to like have a bad game here, but I do trust the combination of Shanahan and Purdy a little bit more than I trust Darnold and McDonald. I mean, that said, the Seahawks are a really good team. I respect the heck out of them, and I do think they can make a playoff run, but it won't help when they lose this game to San Francisco and have to go on the road versus you guys.
Man, can you imagine the Seahawks and Rams both being teams in the wild card round? They have to go on the road and win on the road in the playoffs. Now, those are arguably the 2 best teams in the league.
Yes, absolutely crazy. But I'm have the San Francisco 49ers winning this, getting the 1 seed. Are they the best team in the NFC? I'm not entirely sure. Will they represent the NFC in the Super Bowl? That remains to be seen. We've seen it before multiple times, but give me San Francisco in our first swing game.
Well, that's very interesting. One of your main things at the end there sounded like was you trust the head coach and quarterback combo in San Francisco more than Seattle, which is interesting because one of my things was I trust the overall team in Seattle more than the overall team in San Francisco. So we just both went different ways with that. And it's like I was saying, there's so many different ways you can look at this, so many different ways it can go, so many different angles. No idea what's actually going to happen. It could be something that hasn't been named at all today. I don't know. I'm just looking forward to finding out.
It could be like a 6-13 defensive slugfest roll. Probably not.
No, we're saving that for the AFC North Championship. More likely. Yeah. But okay, we got a swing game here. I'm not particularly happy about it, but so be it.
I mean, it'll be fun regardless. I'm excited to watch and potentially cover the game. So, we'll see you there.
Heck yeah. Hope it's a good one. We'll move on to the next game now.
Yep.
Next up, a potentially very important game here. It is the New Orleans Saints taking on the Atlanta Falcons. This is only important if Carolina loses to Tampa on Saturday. If that is the case, this game will decide the NFC South. If Tampa beats Carolina, then it comes down to this. Atlanta winning would send Carolina to the playoffs. If New Orleans wins in that scenario, Tampa goes. So all eyes in this game. I don't have analysis on it. These are two hot teams in the NFC South right now, eliminated teams, but they're hot now, so cool, good for you. Yep. I will be rooting for Atlanta, obviously. I need them to win if my team doesn't win. Yes. I am picking the Saints, though. No real reasoning behind it, nothing analytical, no analysis here. It's just that if I pick the Saints and they win, at least I'm happy with that. I got the pick right. If they lose, I am celebrating because my team's going to the playoffs. That is all I got here. I win either way. So give me the Saints, but go Falcons, please. Please, please.
Yes. I'm picking the Saints here. Again, like no real analysis on my end either. I know the Falcons have looked good as well, but so have the Saints. And like, as I told you before the recording, there are people saying that these are the two best teams in the NFC South. But, you know, the Panthers are 9-8, or, you know, they're hopefully going to be 9-8. So,
yeah,
you know, y'all would definitely have to be up there. But,
you know, we kind of sort of swept Atlanta, so we're above them.
Right. I mean, both teams have looked good the last like 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, it looks like Tyler Shuck's the guy in New Orleans, which is kind of crazy that they found their guy. But yeah, I'm taking the Saints here. Just no necessarily rhyme or reason behind it. Yeah, we can move on to the next game if you want.
I'm so glad this isn't a swing game. I will be rooting for Atlanta. Another funny note, though, by the way, I just remembered is whenever I pick it against Atlanta, it seems like they're more likely to win. I think most of the games they've won this year, it came when I picked against them. So let's hope that continues.
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
Rise up, Atlanta. Well, get it done for us, please.
Yes, rise up.
Next up, we're on a record watch here. It's the Cleveland Browns taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going to pick Cincinnati to win this game. Now that they're officially eliminated, they've been playing really good football, so good for you. I don't know why teams insist on doing that in the NFL. It's kind of strange, but go off Cincinnati. Good for you. Good for Joe Burrow continuing to play some good football. Hopefully he's having more fun now. There is an outside chance this is the last time we see Joe Burrow play for the Bengals. I don't personally believe that as of right now, but there is a chance that he requests a trade at some point in the offseason, so just a side note there.
Yeah, the odds are not zero, but I'd probably agree with you. I don't see it as the case. Now, before I actually go into my prediction, is Myles Garrett currently tied for the sack record, or is he like half a sack behind, or what's the thing there?
I think he's tied, right? Or is it he's either tied or a half behind? I'm gonna check to confirm right now, so we aren't feeding anyone.
Okay, while you're checking, I'll just say I'm also picking Cincinnati here, but I'm gonna actually have a hot take here, which is that I don't think Myles Garrett is gonna break the sack record. Unfortunately, it just seems like I don't know, and I could be totally wrong. He gets to sack the first play, and then woohoo, he gets the record. But I know, Pittsburgh, when they have a playoff spot on the line, we're kind of very focused on not letting him get it, and I feel like that possibly Cincinnati could be as petty and just get holding calls and things like that to prevent it. But I'm gonna pick Cincinnati to win, so we don't have a swing game there. But just for the heck of it, I'm just predicting Myles Garrett to not get the sack record and be a tie.
Man.
But I hope he does.
I hope so,
because it would be really cool to kind of witness that. But I'm thinking Cincinnati.
I hope so too. For the sake of Cleveland fans, because this is all they have right now. Let him get the record, please.
Yes.
I do think he will get it. Also, he's at 22 right now, so he does need a full sack to break the record. I think he will get it at some point. It'll be a nice moment. They're going to be down 20 points, but he'll get the sack. So, I don't know. I predicted it last week and was wrong because the Steelers went out of their way to avoid that. Which, again, it's so funny that they did that. They were more focused on avoiding Aaron Rodgers getting sacked by Garrett than they were winning. It's crazy.
Why does that matter? I understand trying to prevent your division. See, that's why I understand with Cincinnati's case, they don't really have anything to play for. Might as well just prevent it. But for Pittsburgh, it's allow 3 sacks. It means you win and get into the playoffs. I don't care, but apparently they'll do what they gotta do.
Well, you don't want to be the team that the record is broken against, especially if it's your rival. I get that, but you've got a more pressing need if you're Pittsburgh last week. You can clinch a playoff spot. Come on, that should not be a priority.
For sure.
I don't know if Cincinnati feels the exact same way as Pittsburgh. I at least know Joe Burrow, based on what he has said publicly at least, he doesn't feel the same way that Aaron Rodgers felt. Joe Burrow's job is to win the game, he'll tell you that. So if he gets sacked, so be it. He's going to do what it takes to win the game instead. So
Honestly,
yeah.
now that I say that, I realize the offensive line, they might just allow a sack like the first drive or something.
Yeah,
So,
it might not matter if they have 5 guys blocking Myles Garrett. He might just leap over them and get the sack.
Maybe that's a bad call by me, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens.
We will see. It'll be interesting. It's the only interesting thing about this game.
I do hope he gets the sack record. That'd be cool.
Yeah, rooting for you, Myles Garrett. Please get it done. Hope you do.
Yep. Moving on, next game we have the Texans taking on the Colts in Houston, and I don't have much more to say. Just Texans win. I mean, if we lost, it'd be so anticlimactic. Like, it wouldn't really matter unless the Titans won, which would be tragic. But I'm gonna have the Texans winning this game. It's Riley Leonard's first start, and you'd know more than me, like, about how good of a prospect he was and everything like that. But he was like a 5th or 6th round pick, right, or something like that.
Yeah, he's not a very highly viewed prospect. He's not supposed to really do much.
I mean, for him getting his first start against the number 1 defense, like, it'll be a good experience, but also it's gonna be pretty tough, especially since we're probably not resting starters. So I have Houston winning this game. And Isaac, by how many points do you have Houston winning?
Oh man, I have no idea what the margin of victory will be. I don't know what your offense is gonna do. It's tough to predict.
It probably will be closer than, like, I'm thinking like 28 to like 10 or 17 or something like that, which I guess that's not even necessarily.
That's
like
a blowout. You're calling a blowout there.
21-10.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling that, like 21-10. Maybe they get more than 10. I don't know. Like a garbage time score when you'll have starters out at that point. Possibly. A lot of it depends on the Jags game. If they're blowing out the Titans, then you guys can pull starters at a certain point. I don't think that'll be the case, but yeah, Houston's gonna win. They still have an outside shot at the division if the Jags somehow lose to the Titans. So I think you'll be, foot on the pedal here. You are definitely going to go full strength here. Definitely going to beat the Colts and Riley Leonard making his start here. If you guys lose this game, then just go ahead and bow out of the playoffs at that point. Come on.
Right. Yeah. I mean, again, it doesn't really matter as much, but we should just win this game.
Absolutely. But yeah, we both got Houston, of course. We'll move along to the next game.
Yep.
Moving on, we got the Tennessee Titans taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, the Titans, respect to them, they've been playing a lot better the past few weeks, and we've highlighted that already. We've talked about them previously. Good for them. They're taking some steps here at the end of the year. They got some momentum. Hopefully, for their sakes, they can carry that over to next season. But they got one more game here. It's against the Jags, who are looking to clinch the AFC South with a win here, and probably the 3 seed in the AFC with that. So, very important game for them. It would be really funny if they lost. I can't lie. It would be really funny. And, we're pro-Houston on this channel, so we will be rooting for the Titans, because if they win and Houston wins, guess who wins the division, Daniel? Be your team. So, we will be rooting for Tennessee here, but I don't see it happening. I do think they will keep it close, because their offense has been playing a lot better. I don't think it's going to go their way, though. I think Jacksonville will pull away late, they will win the game, and they will win the AFC South. So, give me the Jags in this one.
Yes, I'm going to pick the Jags here, too. And as funny as it would be, I do think, like, their defense is too good. I think they're going to overwhelm Cam Ward. Even though he's able to make some good plays and everything like that. But, yeah, I think they're going to overwhelm him. Like, Trevor Lawrence has been playing, like, really well, like, kind of down the stretch. So that I feel like that's going to be too much for them to overcome. It could be close, like, just like what they say, like, any given Sunday. But I don't think this Sunday is going to be the Sunday that the Jags lose. So I'm going to predict the Jags here to win and take the division. But it would be funny if they lost.
It would be so funny, honestly. But, hey, yes. Go Titans, but we both got the Jags in this one. So we'll see what happens.
Go Titans.
Next up, it is the Green Bay Packers taking on the Minnesota Vikings. It is Clayton Tune, whatever a Clayton Tune is. It's a Clayton Tune taking on Max Brosmer. So imagine the worst possible quarterback matchup you can and double it. That's what we have here. The score here in this game between these defenses and terrible quarterbacks, the final score might actually be 3-0. Like, 1-3 wins, basically. I'm not even joking. I could see that being the outcome here.
For sure.
This seems impossible to predict, but I'm just gonna go with the home team that beat the Lions a week ago to knock them out. I'm gonna say the Lions win. I'm guessing they will be able to run the ball sometimes. I don't know. Derrick Henry ran over the Packers last week, so I guess Aaron Jones and Mason, they can get some movement on the ground game. I have no idea. This is gonna be a terrible game. It does not matter at all. So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Packers are locked into their seat place, right? Like they're locked into this.
They cannot move up. They cannot move down. They are the 7th
Yeah,
seed.
they have nothing to play for. I mean, Max Brosmer makes me nervous. Like he could just throw like 4 picks and the Packers just win. Like just the Vikings lose the game for like.
I mean, there's also a chance that Tootin throws 4 picks. They could just both throw 4 picks each. But
true. I'm just making the Vikings here. Like
sneakily
like hot. Yeah, they're like on a 5-game winning streak or something like that.
Something like that. They've been hot.
Yeah, they've been hot, and they'll be 9-8 if they win this game, which is absolutely crazy. Yeah, 4-game winning streak now against bad teams, but I mean the Lions are not horrible like on record wise, but it's an interesting scenario because we all know how bad JJ McCarthy is, but yet they were like so hot to like kind of end. I think even JJ McCarthy's like last few games were like looked pretty good. So it'll be interesting to see what the Vikings do at quarterback, but I don't feel great about this either. But just kind of like you, I'm just picking the home team. I'm picking like kind of the hot hand, and like the Packers like literally have nothing to play for. So yeah.
Skull, I guess. I don't know. I'm guessing the Packers are going to be like resting all starters at a certain point in this game because they have nothing to play for, as we've said. I will say, though, because I'm saying nothing matters about this game, if the Vikings win, that actually does guarantee the Lions finish last in the division. So I guess that's something. Detroit can look forward to facing a last-place schedule next year. Nothing new in the long run, I guess.
Lions on a last-place schedule. That's actually could be frightening, but...
Yeah, and then you got the Chiefs having a third-place schedule. These are teams we thought were going to be really good. That's crazy how things have played out this year.
Yes, that's a future discussion, but yeah, it is pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more in the offseason, but for now, we both got the Vikings winning, I guess. I don't know. 3-0 final score prediction. Lock it in. Moving on, we got the Dallas Cowboys taking on the New York Giants. Congratulations, Giants. You got to win at the worst possible time. You got to win. Good for you. Back-to-back years, winning a game in Week 17 with the first overall pick on the line. That's great. You guys are great at winning in those scenarios.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry for Giants fans. That's got to be tough. But hey, at least you got your quarterback for the future already, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. And you've got a lot of young talent. Hopefully, you guys will be better next year. Just be glad the season's over, though. I'm going to take Dallas to win this game. I'm imagining they're going to score a lot of points with that lethal offense if Dak plays the whole game, which wouldn't surprise me if he's pulled at some point and they put the backups in. I don't know. I have no idea what to expect from a Jerry Jones team, so I'm just going to assume Dallas, their starters play the whole game, and they're going to put up a lot of points, and their defense gets enough stops. I don't know. I'm just going to say Dallas wins because I think they're the better team.
Yeah. I'm picking Dallas here as well. I do think it could be funny if like New York wins this game again and kind of like
they would.
Ruin. Yeah, it would be pretty funny, but no, I think Dallas is by far better, and like I think they'll play. They kind of like obviously they don't have anything to play for, but I think the guys will be motivated last game of the season, everything like that, and like you said, their offense is lethal, and the Giants just have not like won recently other than that Raiders game, but like they've done a lot of losing, and I expect it to continue here. So I'm picking Dallas here as well. Real rhyme or reason other than they're just better.
Yeah, that's basically all I had too. They're the better team, so we're gonna go with that. Dallas will win. Giants fans, I'm sorry, it's been a tough year, but you got a lot of hope moving forward. So just be glad the season's over and look forward to the offseason and beyond. Next up, it is the New Jersey Jets taking on the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are going to win this game. That's all I got.
Yep. Next game, Bills win.
Next up, an intriguing game this time around is the Detroit Lions taking on the Chicago Bears. The Lions are eliminated from playoff contention. Not something we thought we'd be saying, but here we are. The Bears, they've already won their division. Another thing we did not expect to be saying. So, congratulations to the Bears. Good for you. Really glad to see you've come this far. We'll see how much further you can go. These teams played way early in the season, and the Lions blew out the Bears. It was ugly. They hung 50-plus points on them. Honestly, they could do it again, and it wouldn't surprise me. The Chicago defense has been good at times. They've also been abysmal at times. You just never know. It varies week to week. Their main thing to me has been they're opportunistic, and they get a lot of turnovers on that defense, so it compensates for them giving up chunk yards and a lot of points at times. So, kind of balances out, I guess. Chicago does still have something to play for here, because with a win, they will be the 2 seed in the NFC, and with a loss, they risk falling to the 3 seed, which... it's a small difference, but if they make it to the second round, they may be going on the road to say, Philadelphia, if Philadelphia wins their first round game. It also means if you're the 3 seed, you play an NFC West team instead of playing the 7 seed Packers, which maybe if you're the Bears, you don't want to play the Packers again anyway. I don't know how Bears fans feel about that, honestly, but the Packers are not as good as whichever team you're facing in the NFC West. So it does matter for the Bears here, and I'm going to pick them to win this game. It's not something I've been planning to do for most of the year. It's something I kind of flipped on over the past couple of weeks because Chicago's been playing well against good competition, and the Lions just can't stop anyone on defense. I think Chicago, a run-heavy team, is going to have major success in the ground game here because the Lions just can't get stops on the ground game. It's tough. It's hard to watch, honestly, but Chicago should run all over them. The question is going to be if their defense can get enough stops, and I'm just going to say that they do. They got the game at home here. Ben Johnson is going to beat his old team, and the Bears will get the 2 seed in the NFC.
Yeah, I'm going to pick the Bears to win this game as well. They've just been looking way better than the Lions have. Lions have been reeling when their playoff spot is on the line. They've just lost multiple games like the Steelers, the Vikings on Christmas, and
Max Brosmer's Vikings, by the way.
Yes, and then he have for net 7 yards or something like that.
It was something egregious.
Something some single digit number, something like that. But yeah, I mean, the Chicago Bears have looked really good. I think it just remains to be seen how they'll do in the playoffs. But yeah, no other real rhyme or reason. And the Bears still have something to play for. So I presume they're not resting starters, unlike the Eagles, apparently, which we'll get into a little later. But yes, give me Chicago to win this game. And we can move on to the next game if you like.
Sounds good to me. Next up, it is the Trey Lance-led Chargers taking on the Denver Broncos. Now, I was just telling you before we started this, I don't mind the Chargers' decision to rest starters in this game. I don't know who all is resting, but if the quarterback's resting, I'm guessing they're going to rest other key players like their starting receivers, Hampton at running back, maybe some key defensive players. It makes sense because the Chargers are content with the 7 seed is what it seems like. The only way they would move up is if Buffalo loses a stunner to the Jets or if the Texans lose a stunner to the Colts. So I think Harbaugh and that coaching staff there, they trust that they are not going to be able to move up even with a win here, so it makes sense. Denver, on the other hand, they have to be really happy about this because they are playing for the 1 seed in this game. And surely they will win. I'm going to pick Denver to win. It wouldn't surprise me a ton if they found a way to lose because they have played close games all season against bad teams. And the Chargers, even their backups, I don't know, maybe they'll make it close. I'm guessing it'll somehow be close going into the 4th quarter. I don't know what to expect from Trey Lance and the offense there, but I'm going to say Denver does enough to win the game and secure the 1 seed. With that, that's on the line here, so they're going to be playing hard. So, give me the Broncos in this one.
Yeah, well, I think I'm going to... I think Trey Lance is going to show why 5 years ago he was worthy of the number 3. No, I'm joking. Broncos, yeah, I'm going to have the Broncos win as well. I also don't think Trey Lance against that defense is going to do much. And I know the Broncos have had some weird games, some weirdly close games. I don't think that'll come to bite them until the playoffs, probably. I could see them if they just secure the 1 seed, you know how the Ravens several years ago got the 1 seed, then just fell flat against the Titans, and it seems I think we've had some 1 seeds to where it's they're really hot, then they get the week off, and they just I don't know who they'd play. I guess it obviously depends on who comes out of the wild card round, but I could see them just being one and done, or I could see them being in the Super Bowl. I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna pick the Broncos to win this one, and yeah, especially without Herbert, I think it makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say, though, if they find a way to lose, that means the Chargers will go 6-0 in division play, which would be kind of astounding. Imagine telling people that in the preseason. That'd be crazy. But yeah, I'm going to guess they lose this game because Denver's got the 1 seed on the line. So congrats to Denver in advance, but if you blow it, we will be laughing.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny.
Moving on, it is the Arizona Cardinals losing to the LA Rams. There's not really any doubt about this. I mean, the Rams could rest starters, and I think they'd probably still win this game. Arizona is allergic to winning, so sorry for their fans, but hey, at least Trey McBride is setting records this year, so that's cool. That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah, and I know we're talking about how the winner of the 49er Seahawks game gets the 1 seed and the bye, but I think we forget the Rams also get a bye week. So,
which is crazy.
Maybe that's a little disrespectful, but I do expect the Rams to win this one. I know they lost to Falcons, but the Falcons have been looking pretty good, as we talked about earlier. So, yeah, Rams win next game.
Next up, this will be a great game. It is the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the emphasis on loss, Vegas Raiders. They are one more loss away from the first overall pick and probably Fernando Mendoza coming to save them. So, Vegas better not blow this. They are being very open about their intentions to lose. I mean, they rested how many starters last week? Much to the displeasure of fantasy managers and, Max Crosby in general. Because Max obviously was healthy enough to play last week, and I don't know about Bowers, but as a fantasy owner of his, I was not happy that he was put on IR. So, yeah, the Raiders are trying their best to lose.
I don't know if you watched the Texans-Raiders game, but Max, I keep wanting to say Brosmer. Max Crosby almost like single-handedly won the game. I guess Ashton Genty too, which I don't know if he's playing or not. But Max Crosby played really well against us. So like I understand them like resting him and everything like that. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, like they can't risk him winning them games. How dare you try to win games? It would be so funny if they won this game, I'm not going to lie. And I think if you're the Chiefs, you should be trying to lose this game too because, Vegas, you blew it. But no, I think Vegas will try harder to lose than the Chiefs, and they will succeed because they're really good at losing. I wouldn't be surprised if we, at the end of the game, it's like, say it's tied, and then you hand it off to Genty, and he just runs backwards out of the end zone for a safety. It's like, yes, we got the first overall pick. Let's go. Right. Yeah, I don't know. Somehow the Raiders will lose. I'm not even saying the Chiefs win. I'm saying the Raiders lose. That is my prediction on this one.
Yes. Well, to your dismay, probably we have a swing game. I'm actually picking the Raiders to win this one and to blow their 1 overall pick. I think Andy Reid's going to somehow screw the Raiders out of like the 1 overall pick, which to be fair, they don't have to do much probably to try that because like it's Chris Oludekon versus Geno Smith. And, I'm not the biggest Geno fan, but I think I like Geno in that matchup.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Oludekon's playing fairly well.
Honestly, yeah.
I'm just taking a bad shot at Geno here. I'm sorry, Geno Smith. Feel free to write back on that one.
I haven't really looked at the statistics, but I am picking the Raiders to win and just ruin their draft slot.
Wow. I don't even know what happens if they lose. Like if they win. I don't know who gets the pick
at this point. Like just whoever gets it, right?
I mean, we could have a huge cluster of 3-14 teams if they win this game. So. Okay, great. So happy about this. This was one of the games I thought surely we won't have a swing game. There were a lot that I thought we might go a different ways on, but here we are. You've got the Raiders winning. I've got the Raiders losing. Great. I guess I'll keep an eye on this game now.
All right.
Dang it. Next up, we've got the Miami Dolphins taking on the New England Patriots. Miami got a big win last week over Tampa Bay. Really proud of Miami. Really glad to see it. It definitely helps out Carolina in a way. If we lose, we're still alive. So that wouldn't have been the case otherwise. So thank you, Miami. We appreciate that. Quinn Ewers looked pretty decent against Tampa Bay. I don't think he's going to have much success here against the Patriots defense because New England is still playing for something here. If Denver finds a way to lose to LA, and they're playing at the same time, by the way, if Denver loses to LA, then the Patriots get the 1 seed with a win here. So they do have that on the line. So I do think they will be playing to win this game. I wouldn't be shocked, I guess, if Miami found a way to win because, I don't know, they're division rivals, and if Quinn Ewers shows up and plays really well, then what are you going to do, right? But I do think the Patriots will win, and I'm going to lock that in. Give me the Pats in this one.
Yeah, give me the Pats in this one as well. They've just been playing really well. And I know the Dolphins had a good win with Quinn Ewers against the Bucs, but also, as we talked about, the Bucs have been reeling. So, no real analysis there. Pats win. We can move on to the next game.
Next up, an interesting one here. It's the Commanders taking on the Eagles. And first off, cowards, Philadelphia, why are you resting starters? What? Why? We've got something to play for.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I was shocked when I saw earlier this week Jalen Hurts is going to be resting this game, and apparently other starters who have yet to be announced are going to be resting. You've got something to play for here. You win this game and Chicago loses to Detroit, which is very possible, by the way. Do not dismiss that idea. No offense to Bears fans, but the Lions can put up points on you. If those two results happen, the Eagles get the 2 seed. So you still have something to play for here, but yet they're resting starters. So, interesting. Despite that, I am going to pick Philadelphia because I think Tanner McKee is a very capable backup, and I do think that he will move the ball against this Washington defense that is kind of sort of really bad. So I'm just going to say Philadelphia gets enough scoring drives, and I'm going to say that Washington, who is down to, I think Josh Johnson is starting this game for them. Mariota is still injured, I believe. Could be wrong. Not sure. I don't know. I'm just going to stick with Philadelphia in this one and say they find a way to win. But honestly, I kind of hope they lose because shame on you resting starters when you got something to play for. Come on. You are paying these guys to play the game, and you have something to play for. You should be playing them. Just my take, though.
All right. Well, I mean, I do also find it ludicrous that they're resting starters. And maybe they just think that lowly of, like, Washington. But, like, honestly...
if I'm Washington, I am so offended.
That's, like, such a Sirianni thing to do, is just, like, assume that they're that bad. I don't know. But I do think that like the Philadelphia backups will be better than the Commanders, which I'm picking Philly here, which does mean that you officially clinch the pick'em challenge because we're not going to playoffs because I was down 4 going into this, and we're only going to have like 2 or 3 swing games. So congratulations. I know, I've always said like I'm just prioritize the picks more than the actual competition, but you do win by a few points most likely. But because I'm not picking a swing game here, I'm going to pick Philadelphia to win this game. And as you said, Tanner McKee is a capable backup, and like if and like I saw the ESPN article, some other stars might be resting. I'm not sure who, but I think that should still be enough to win against Washington. It would be so funny though if Washington won, and then that ruined the Eagles. Yeah, that'd be so.
Yeah,
funny.
I will be rooting for Washington in this game. Even if he picked them, I don't care. I'm rooting for Washington here because shame on you for resting starters, Philadelphia. Come on now, it's crazy.
Come on,
but
absolutely crazy.
I mean, all right. I'm glad we don't have a swing game. As you said, I've won our pick'em contest thing, and we will be doing playoff brackets as well. But for the regular season,
stay tuned for that.
Yeah, for the regular season, I'll take the dub. And thank you. Shout out to you for having integrity and not just picking, switching your pick after.
Just pick the opposite of your game, but no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, we lock these picks in before we record the videos, and we stick with them. So shout out to you for playing fair, and we both got Philadelphia in this one. Hopefully we get it right. Actually, no. Hopefully we get it wrong. Go Washington.
Right, yeah. We can move on to the Sunday night game now.
Sunday Night Football, the AFC North Championship, and the right to lose to probably the Texans in the playoffs. It is the Ravens taking on Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. Man, I think this is going to be a great game. I don't think it's going to be the same classic AFC North clash that we've seen in the past, because these Steelers, they're not the same old Steelers. I mean, they're the same Steelers they've been for the past few years, but it's not like they're one of those great teams that they once were. It's just the typical mediocre 9-8 type of team that they have been recently. Yep. Baltimore, I don't know what to expect from them week to week. It depends on how many carries Harbaugh wants to give Derrick Henry and if he remembers he exists in the fourth quarter, because they probably beat New England 2 weeks ago if he keeps Henry in. I mean, good grief. Yep. I don't know what to expect in this game. I think it'll be close. I think they're going to try to run the ball with Derrick Henry in Baltimore, but I do think the Steelers' run defense will show up for this game. So I do think it'll come down to Lamar Jackson having to lead his team downfield to win them the game. I think his arm is going to play a big role in this game. For Pittsburgh's offense, I don't see them doing a whole lot. I do think they played probably their best game, at least passing-wise, against Baltimore a few weeks ago. Aaron Rodgers went off and the passing game went off. They won't have DK Metcalf, though, because he decided to, punch a guy. That's cool. Might as well. Pittsburgh having receiver problems, nothing new there. It's you guys probably know what I'm going to do if you've been watching throughout the year. You know that I really like Baltimore, and you know that I just generally I dislike the Steelers, personally. I don't know what's going to happen on the field. I don't have analytics. I don't have data. I don't have stats. I'm going to trust that Baltimore gets the job done here. The Ravens win, and they make the playoffs. Give me Baltimore. Hopefully they get the job done. Yeah, that's all I got. Just Lamar Jackson will come through.
Yep. And like as you mentioned, like the winner of this game will likely get to face Houston, and so assuming nothing weird happens, like we lose to Indy or something like that, then we will be watching and commentating the game with me basically just like looking forward to seeing who we play, which will be fun. I mean, like, I'd rather face the Steelers. Like, I'm not going to lie there. Like, I'd rather face old Aaron Rodgers. I guess DK will be back by then, but I'd rather face that, like, Rodgers, Tomlin, than, like, the Ravens. Because, like, the Ravens, I know, like, they've at certain points, they haven't looked that great, but they've looked really good. They just crushed the Packers. They could have beat the Patriots the week before. So I'm definitely much more scared to go to Baltimore than to go to Pittsburgh. But that said, I will be picking the Ravens here as well. Part of it might just be manifesting what I don't want to happen. And like, maybe it's like you, like the opposite's going to happen. So Steelers are going to win. We get to face them. But I do think Baltimore has looked better. I mean, Pittsburgh had a chance to basically just clinch the division, but instead they were more focused on preventing Myles Garrett from getting his sack record. So apparently, I'm picking Baltimore to win this game. I think they've looked a little bit better, and I trust them more in this spot. And likely the final hurrah for Aaron Rodgers. Man, I don't know if he's like planning on coming back or not, but Pittsburgh probably could use him though next year. But
yeah,
I guess they'll cross that bridge when they get there. But yeah, I'm picking Baltimore to win this game. But hey, the Steelers still finished 9-8 on par.
It's meant to be, right? It's just something they have to do. Once he got that winning record, Tomlin's like, all right, we're done. We can lose out from here.
Out,
yeah, we don't need to win any more games. So yeah, I don't know.
It'll be fun to see the outcome. Probably not the game, though.
yeah, I'm guessing it won't be a fun game. It'll probably be low scoring, but hey, I guess it could be good. We'll see. Hopefully it's interesting at least. It'll definitely be close. I have little doubt about that. It'll be close. But
oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, hopefully the Ravens get the job done. Or I guess for your sake, since you want Pittsburgh, hopefully the Steelers win.
Yeah, I'll be a Steelers fan Sunday night.
I will never be a Steelers fan. So.
What happens, happens. Yeah. That's fair.
Okay. All right. Well, that'll do it, and we will move on.
All right.
All right. That'll do it for our Week 18 NFL predictions. I can't believe this is it. This is the last time we are doing this season, and this concludes our regular season competition, too. Going into the last week here, my record is 165, 90, and 1. Daniel's 161, 94, and 1, and we only had 2 swing games, so I have clinched a victory. So, I'm happy with that, because I'm competitive, but, yeah, it's been a fun competition, man. It's been close the whole way through. I just had one good week at some point where I pulled away and was fortunate that you didn't close the distance. So
yeah, just one of those. And I remember, I'm glad we did this. I think it was right before the season started. Like we were trying to discuss like how are we going to do our like game breakdowns and like I think I had the idea last minute. Like we should do like a competition.
Yeah,
like, we talk about the games anyway, but then we pick who wins and then just kind of have that pick'em competition. So glad we did it. I'm very bitter about losing though. Actually, not really. I don't care. I mean, I do care a little bit, but congratulations on the win. I mean, we'll see what happens in the playoffs, which I think we'll have a whole separate thing about that, but stay tuned for that. But yeah, I'm very excited. The games specifically, most of them are just kind of I mean, like you have like obviously you have like the Panther Bucks game and the Saturday game and the Sunday game, but other than that, it's just like maybe you're rooting for the Myles Garrett sack record and like some people resting stars or whatnot, but
it's like a lot of the games just don't even matter at all.
Yeah, a lot of them don't really matter. Like players just playing for their like just like next contract or something. Like
or there's some incentives out there too, I guess. So that matters for the players.
Yeah, very, very much so. So yeah, and I'm pretty excited to see what happens as far as like the seeding and everything like that goes. And then at this time next week, this time in like 3 or 4 days or something like that, we will know the playoff matchups, and that'll be fun.
I am so nervous, man. As a Panthers fan, like you're already locked in, so you can relax a little bit more. I don't know if my team's going or not. And I'm really scared. I'm really excited by the possibility of going, but I'm really scared that we're gonna blow it. We shouldn't, but it's more possible than I'd like it to be. And I'm a Georgia fan for college football too, so I just watched them get eliminated last night as we speak. So that sucks. And if I have to watch both my teams get eliminated in the span of 3-4 days, 2026 is off to a great start for me. But we'll be watching the results closely. I'll miss doing the weekly predictions, man. We'll have to do it again next year. And hey, maybe you guys let us know in the comments. Maybe we need to add some stakes to it next year. I don't know what exactly that looks like, but something to make it interesting,
Yes. I mean, at that point, hopefully we'll be bigger. We'll have more subscribers and everything like that. But let us know in the comments, like, how can we spice up this prediction challenge? That'd be quite interesting.
Yeah, and if there are any other ideas you have for us, because this is our first year doing this, and you guys are the ones watching it, you guys are the ones taking in the content. If you have any suggestions or anything, we are very open to that. We are always trying to learn, grow, and evolve. So if we're doing anything wrong, let us know. If we're doing anything right, let us know. We're open to feedback. So we appreciate all of you for watching week in and week out. Hopefully you've enjoyed. This is our last regular season predictions video. We'll be back next week sometime with our playoff brackets, and we'll probably do week-to-week videos predicting the specific games as well, because it's fun to do that. It's just fun to talk ball. Yes, so looking forward to seeing what happens. Big time Panthers fans and Texans fans moving forward, because I think both teams are going to the playoffs.
Yes, you would think, but we're starting to get to the range where you can like only count on a few hands like the amount of like meaningful games there are. So just enjoy it while you can, because the off season is coming very soon.
It's gone by way too fast, man. I can't believe it.
Yeah, every year it just goes by too fast. You blink and then, but we'll get through it. We'll trudge through.
We will. We've got some off-season ideas, and also another thing we're open to. Just let us know if you have any ideas for what we do in the off-season. We'll be covering the draft. We'll probably branch out to other sports because some people have expressed interest in that. So we're open to ideas. You just let us know.
Yep. Just stay tuned. But yeah, at that, thank you all so much for watching our predictions. Just really appreciate every one of you. Even if, we have some trolls or people who just say like, haha, or something like that, we in a certain way appreciate you. So, definitely just, if you haven't already, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. We would greatly appreciate it. And, yeah, it's a little bittersweet, Isaac, but it's been fun.
It's been fun. And yeah, we will continue to do the weekly videos, and we do a lot of streams. We'll do that week in and week out throughout the off season. So we're not going anywhere. But yeah, we'll miss doing this and the competition. We'll have to find some other competitions we can do, right?
Yeah, great.
But yeah, like you said, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are trying to get to 500 by the end of the month. We were trying to get there by the start of 2026. Unfortunately, we fell a little bit short, but we're getting close still. Hopefully, we can get there. We'd appreciate any help we can get. And our end of year goal, by the way, everyone's talking about resolutions and goals and whatnot. We want to get to 1,000 subs by the end of the year. That's our next big goal. I think that's very reasonable. So with your help, we can get there, and we appreciate any support we get. But that'll do it for today's video. Sure. Thank you so much. Drop your own predictions in the comments, and we'll see you there. Take care.
We'll see you there. Peace.